Yo, this is Verdilith here with another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. No time for introduction. Today we have a battle against Cami White, which she has 1,000 victories. And this is also the debut of my shiny Talonflame. Cami White leads off with her Tentacruel, as I lead off with my Crobat. Expecting the Toxic Spikes, I decided to go for Brave Bird, but she switches out, goes into his bulky beast, Mandibuzz. So as I go for Brave Bird, this will do a lot of damage to me because of the recoil and the Rocky Helmet. Hit the Mandibuzz. This does around 50%, which is, I'm actually proud of Crobat. But I can't stay here, especially with Roost. So I switch out, go into my Poseidon because I can take Foul Play or anything. Also I can Toxic this thing, and when I Toxic it, I'll be in a safe place. So I go and use Toxic as he switches out, goes into his Heliolisk, which I think is Specs, by the way. So go for Toxic, as the Heliolisk is poisoned. I also decide to set up the rocks because I think Cami will not go for the most obvious move. So she goes for Surf, which is good for me, as I predicted. And now I go and use Stealth Rocks. I don't know why she went for Surf, maybe to damage the guard chomp, but it's not gonna do much anyways. Thunderbolt would have been the better option. And then I decide to switch out, go into my guard chomp, predicting the Thunderbolt. But she switches out, which confirms that she's probably Specs. Goes into her Death Claws, and usually I want to stay in against this thing unless it has Roost. In that matter, Garchomp can't do more than 50% as the Scizor Sword Dances and Roost. So I decide to switch out, go into my Talonflame, threatening it out as I Sword Dance. But he goes for he Mega Evolves the Scizor and goes for Bug Bite, which will actually steal my Citrus Berry and recover the small amount of damage that came from the Stealth Rocks. So he stole my Citrus Berry. This is good and bad because obviously I don't have my Citrus Berry, but at the same time I can instantly use Acrobatics. So I go for Sword Dance, predicting the switch. She goes into her Mandibuzz, which is the best option. And this is misplay on my opponent's part. Once she saw the Sword Dance, she should have attacked the Talonflame instantly with Foul Play or Toxic or anything. But she went for Defog. This told me that she has Focus Sashed Pokemon. So I decided to Sword Dance again after the Will-O-Wisp, because Will-O-Wisp will decrease the damage from the Foul Play, even though Foul Play uses your attack stat, but the burn on the Pokemon that used it will decrease the Foul Play's power. So she goes for another Roost, as I go for my +4 Acrobatics on this Mandibuzz. And this Acrobatics does around... almost kills, but it doesn't kill, which is kind of unfortunate. She goes for another Roost, which means I'll suffer more Rocky Helmet damage. And with the burn and everything, this will definitely kill, and Talonflame is looking good at +4. I'll go for Acrobatics, take this Mandibuzz out. And now she goes into her own Haxorus. Acrobatics will definitely take this thing out, but it's probably sashed because she used Defog. And then she switches out. Actually, she predicted the Will-O-Wisp. Maybe she was bluffing the sash. So I go for Will-O-Wisp instead of Acrobatics. So I went straight up for Acrobatics because there's no need to Will-O-Wisp. Acrobatics took the Flareon out, and now she goes into her Heliolisk, which is the electric type, hoping that she can take the Acrobatics. But Acrobatics finishes this Heliolisk very easily. And now Talonflame is looking good, destroying the team. She goes into her own Scizor, but usually normal Talonflames would die at this point because they go for Flare Blitz, but mine has Overheat, which isn't the greatest thing in the world, but it worked for me this time. So Death Claws dies from the Overheat. And now Talonflame destroyed, around 5 members of her team. No, actually 4. This is the 5th. So I'll go for acrobatics to finish this Hexerus, which is most likely sashed. And it's not sashed, she was just buffing. So her last hope is Tentacruel living the acrobatics, but I don't think there's any way for Tentacruel to live the acrobatics. And this is the debut of my Talonflame, ladies and gentlemen. Burning Red destroyed an entire team of a veteran. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all the other good things.